What's going on, everybody? This is Brendan here. I'm gonna need your help in this one. So in this what's sold on eBay video, I'm caught up. We're only doing 2 weeks now. So I'm gonna show you 15 items that I sold from July 1st through the 15th. But before we get to any of that, I bought a pair of shoes that is one of the most highly faked shoes in existence. It's a pair of Adidas Yeezys. I want you to take a look at this pair of shoes with me together, and we're gonna try to determine as best we can if these are real or if they are fake. I am by no means an expert on this style of shoe, so let's get through the intro. We're gonna take a look at those shoes, and then we'll cover 15 items that I sold that 2-week period ending July 15th. All right, so I sourced this pair of Yeezys at a store. I didn't get it on camera, but I want you to take a close look at it. We're gonna try to determine as best we can if we think these are real or if we think they are fake. I'm gonna give you as many angles as I can here of the shoes. They are on the heavy side. I'll show you a picture of the tag in just a second here, and maybe we'll pop the insoles out. Let me see if I can get you, where is that tag at? Okay, so it's in there. Get a good look at the tag. They're a men's size 12. Everything you need to know right there. Take the insoles out and we'll take a look at those, maybe the fronts and the backs. Don't know what we can determine by the insoles because it's really the shoe that matters, but maybe this will give us some insights here. Let me flip these over so you can take a look at both sides closely. Put those back in, and we'll take a look at the shoe one last time here. What do you think? I'll give you my opinion later, and let's pop these back in. Let's take a look at the soles. Let me see if I can get you a good shot of the soles. There's one right there. There's the second one right there. And look at the stitching on the fronts right here. Looks like the laces are coming apart on the one side, like they're okay on the other side. Some stripes right here. Let's look at the backs again. It's like a different color right here than this, along with some more of the stitching, and then just a general exterior shot. These are Yeezy Butters 350s version 2. What do you think? Real or fake? All right, so for the 2-week period starting July 1st and ending the 15th, I did just under 5,600 in gross sales and just under 4,000 in net sales. A little bit down from last year. That's okay, that's fine. My average sales price continues to climb up to an amazing level, $65 for this 2-week period, and 87 items sold. We're not doing too bad for July here in 2023, and this is all compared to how I did last year at this time. We will talk about cost of goods in the next What Sold video. Now that I'm caught up and I'm doing 2 of them per month, God willing, I will talk about and we will calculate what my cost of goods was and how much time I spent working on my eBay store in the second and final What Sold video. So this 2-week period, we'll get started here. I'm so proud of myself, ladies and gentlemen. Can we give like a round of applause, pat on the back for Brendan, who bought a woman's item, a woman's garment, sold it, ran comps, figured it out, and then made a sale. I'm so proud of myself. So anyway, All Saints, lock roll. I had to like beg and plead for these keywords: wool, yak, asymmetrical, cream. Stuff makes my head spin. I like to wear t-shirts. That's what I like to wear. Those are easy to research. Anyway, this thing sold for $50. I had it listed for $60. I sold it for $50. The buyer is $66.37 all in. I paid $5 for it. It took 3 months to sell, but I sold a woman's clothing item. All right. Anyway, let's take a look at some of the comparables or the sold comparables. Here's one that sold for $48 with free shipping. So I guess like my pricing is pretty in line. And I don't know where you buy this brand from. Ladies, feel free to chime in the comments. I don't know where it's sold, but you know, we're just one step closer to mastering women's clothing. But yeah, anyway, it looks like it's a pretty consistent seller. We have fall coming up, so this makes perfect sense. But yeah, I got $50 out of it. Let's move on before I screw something up. All right. Next thing here, I had this for over a year. It was one of those Martha Stewart crickets, and the model number on this one is CCA001. I didn't have a power cord. Actually, there wasn't one when I bought it in store, but I have two crickets, one that I'm selling and then one that I own personally. So I could test this easily. It worked fine on my end and the buyer got it. It also worked fine on their end. And I think they left positive feedback, but I heard from them regardless saying everything was good to go. So just took some normal pictures here. And then one of the things I want to show you is I always take a picture of the needle because sometimes those are missing actually. So you can see the needle right there. Always check for that if you're searching cricket machines. And you're going to find out either way if you go to test it at home and it's not there. But it's just nice to know, beforehand because they are missing often when you find them in store. Had it listed for 70, sold it for 60. Buyer is just under $80 all in after shipping and after taxes. $15 for me. I think it was between 10 and 15. And again, it took over a year to sell, but it looks like I got a pretty decent price for them because here just recently I see a lot of the red Martha Stewart ones selling. This one sold for 36, best offer here 30, even though these are people that ran auctions, which I think for most of us is a mistake because you will always get a lesser price if you're running an auction. And then here's my one here. Here's one that was brand new that sold for 65. So I mean, I think my price is pretty good. One pre-owned, looks like it was never used in the box for 56. So I like what I see with my pricing, and we'll move on to the next thing here. Dymo, this is the second one I've sold in the last 30 days. This is a 450 turbo. Again, the gold standard in thermal printers. The model number on this one, 1750283. I had this listed for 230 and I sold it for 200, but I only paid $4 for the unit, and I did have to buy the power cord separate, and that was around $10. So let's just say that I'm $15 all in. Here's some of the pictures. I tested it, and it worked perfect. Again, I sold it for 200 and only cost me 15 if you total everything up, and the buyer is 231.18 all in. It took 11 days to sell. Dymos are a no-brainer. You can see how consistent the pricing is in the $200 range. This almost looks like a turbo, like a double or an XL, but it's not. Sometimes you'll see the XL size popped in here, mixed in with some of these comparables. But you can see here, lots of solds in the $200 to $300 range. So 200, I think I'm pretty much ballpark. That was a great sale. And then this pair of shoes I only paid $5.30 for. And I still don't know how to pronounce it, so I'm not even going to bother. But they're, suede moccasins, men's size 11 and a half. Cootie. They're made in Maine, made in the USA. I'm going to take you through some of the pictures here. Let's start at the beginning. But a very unassuming shoe, and a lot of stores skip these over. So yeah, $5.30, and I turned this into, what did I have? I had them listed for 140. Great soles. And I took an offer of $120. So this buyer is $143.81 all in, and they sold in 1 day. Could I have held out for $140? The answer is yes. I cannot tell you what you should do for your business, but they would have definitely sold for $140. You can see some of the other sold comparables. Here's a pair here in a size 11 and a half that sold for $150. So yeah, 165, probably could have even gotten more for that. 134, 129. So I'm on the lower end for this shoe, which is not normal for me, but it could have been a slow sales day. Who knows? There's always an excuse somewhere that I may or may not remember, but I'm happy with the $120. Keep your eye out for that brand. Next thing here, Patricia Nash. I want to say I paid $10 for this, and I think I sourced it on camera in one of my thrift run videos. So tooled leather. Is this tooled leather? Not really. No, this is just a slouchy backpack that is Leon is the style. I'll take you through some of the pictures, but it photographed really well on an overcast day. So I think the pictures really sold this, although sold comparables, as you will see here coming up, are pretty in range with what I sold this one for. So there's a picture of the inside of the bag, Italian leather. I had this listed for 120, and what did I sell for? I sold it for 102. So this buyer is 122.56 all in. I think it was $10 for me. Took about 3 months to sell. And again, I think I'm in line here with some of the other Patricia Nash. Some of the ones that have a little bit more of a design, I think they sell for a higher price. Here's one that sold really low. I don't know what was going on there. Prairie Rose Leon pattern selling for 150, and then here's one that's sold for 70. So this is just the last 90 days. If you go into Terapeak, you might be able to see a lot more in this style, but I think my pictures were pretty good, and they focused on and accentuated that leather nicely at that time of day. So I'll take the 102. What can I say? It was a great sale. All right. Next thing here, I want you to look at the condition of this shirt. So I had this shirt listed for 200. It's a Marvel Johnny Blaze Spider-Man, not a ringer style because the collar doesn't match the end of the sleeves. But if you look at the shirt here, it's clearly weathered, right, or faded, or we have sweat marks. We got a number of things this could be here. So it is definitely in worn condition, but I have things working for me in that the Johnny Blaze shirts apparently sell for a little bit of a higher dollar amount than some of the other like just standard vintage Marvel shirts do. And it's a 3XL. So I've got some things working for me. And this thing cost $2 when I bought it. So it took 2 years to sell, right? It took a long time, but t-shirts don't take up a lot of space. It certainly isn't bogging me down from a cash flow perspective because it only cost $2. So I had it listed for 200. Somebody finally came through with an offer of 100 and I scooped it up. So I sold the shirt for $100 in its current condition. Just as an FYI, some of you are way too heavily focused on this has to be the perfect condition for every single thing I buy. Stop that. You can have learned from me, and you've seen a lot of shoes that have come in, whether it's t-shirts or shoes, some Hokas that are worn, and me pricing them a little bit lower, they still sell. And not only do they still sell, you have a happy buyer at the other end of that. They're okay with that condition. So don't focus so much on having everything absolutely perfect, and you might be pleasantly surprised if you do that. So anyway, where are we at here? This buyer is $111.79. Only cost me $2. Took 2 years to sell. Let me show you some of the Johnny Blaze shirts that have sold recently. There's not a ton of them. This one was listed at 100, so somebody took an offer, but it is Spider-Man as well, and that's a 2X. This one here is Punisher style. I'm not going to click on it, but somebody took a best offer here. So it looks like Dr. Doom, they're all at least priced pretty high. Sweatshirt here that was priced at $275. I don't know what you would find out what they actually sold for in Terapeak, but I was willing to hold out. Doesn't take up a lot of space in the basement, and it sold for $100. So that was another great sale. Don't focus so heavily on condition is I guess the lesson for that one. All right, Cole Haan. These were brand new without the box. Grand Plus wingtips. Let me take you through some of the pictures. They were really beautiful shoes. I don't remember what size it is, but that doesn't matter. We'll find out here. Now my pictures are disappearing. But yeah, brand new without the box. And did I sell these for full price? Okay, so I had them listed for 100, sold them for 90. So the buyer is 110.64 all in. This was a regular price pair of shoes for me at a Goodwill. I think it was Goodwill. So $5.30 for me to turn it into 90. That's amazing. They sold in 3 weeks. I don't sell or source a lot of Cole Haan, and I know a lot of you have reminded me that that's still a pretty decent brand to look for. So don't always skip it over. It's like me with Under Armour. Like I always seem to skip that stuff over for some reason. So I'll aim to get better at that. Picked up a pair of Cole Haans that sold pretty quickly. And, it is actually, if you look at the keywords I'm using up here: Cole Haan, Grand Plus, Wingtip, Oxford, Black, 144 sold in the last 90 days. And I think I have this sorted by new. So this is clearly a desirable style, one that I will look for even in pre-owned condition here moving forward. But I like the price I got, and not all of these are going to be exact comparables based on the keywords that I'm using here for the search, but $80, 75, 55, 80, 90. I'm doing pretty good with my $90 price point here for sales. So I think this is the style right here. So here's one that sold brand new, free shipping for $126.90. I'm right in line. This was a pretty good sale. Next thing here, I think part of the reason I'm doing better, at least in the summer months, than I was last year, especially if we're talking about June, not necessarily July, is because I'm selling way more golf. I've committed to selling much more, or at least learning a little bit more about golf. And so this one was one of the ones that I had no idea what I was working with coming into it. Had to find out after the fact that it was a women's club, but that still made it desirable. It's just what's the name of this? Cobra Baffler XL driver with a graphite shaft for right-handers. I had this listed for 100, and I think it sold for 75? Yeah, I sold it for 75. So this buyer is 104.30 all in. This is probably one of the marked up clubs. So it's possible I paid $2 for it. It's possible I paid 10. I don't think I paid more than 10 for it, but I still sold it for 75. And it looks like these sell about in that range, right? This one was listed for 80 before somebody accepted an offer. This one sold for 50. And I think if you go back into Terapeak, a lot of them selling right around the $70, $80 range. So we're right in line with that. triple, quadruple stacked a bunch of small boxes, got the thing shipped out, and we are done. So golf has been good to me this summer, and I'm going to keep on keeping on here. We're doing Christmas in July here on the Dad Planet channel, and this is a Christmas in July purchase for a customer that is very happy with what they received. This really was a beautiful ornament. So Enchanted Noel Santa from 1996 that was brand new with tags. I actually think I sourced this on camera as well, and I don't remember if it was even marked. So there's a chance I paid $1 for this. We're gonna call it $1 because I don't, if I remember correctly, I don't remember there being a price tag on it. I mean, it could have gone up to $4, but it was brand new with the tags and in excellent condition. So I made sure that it shipped safely. Had it listed for 100, took an offer of 85, and this buyer is 103.19 all in. It took 5 months to sell, but yeah, Christmas in July is a real thing, not just for us here. I looked up what do we got here? Radco Ornament Enchanted Noel. And there's a few have sold in the last 90 days, not necessarily Santa's, but this is a really pretty Cinderella one that looks like it was sold on offer. I think this is also, this says Enchanted Evening. It looks like the same one as that one, even though this one doesn't have Cinderella in it. At any rate, we've got a couple of like Christmas related Christopher Radco items selling here in the last 90 days using keywords Enchanted Noel. So Radco is a pickup in almost every instance for me. There are certain Radcos that were sold through like Kohl's and Kmart that really don't have any value, but one like this, where it's clear the workmanship is substantial, is a definite pickup. But there are some that you have to pump the brakes on, but 99% of the Radco that I find, I'm picking up. So keep that in mind. We'll move on here. This was a mug. I think this mug was featured on, who's Craig Ferguson? Does he do a late show? Maybe this was his mug. This mug was on that show somehow, some way. And I think that's what is, it's almost like the Jack Black saxophone, right? That's sort of the parallel here. Anyway, this mug is a definite item that you want to keep your eye out for. I was able to sell this new, and I'll take you through some of the photos here. It was very heavily articulated, as you can see. Still had the tag on the bottom, and I took an offer on it. I could have gotten $100 for it, but I took an offer of 80, and I think I paid $4 for this. So this buyer is $99.73 all in. It only took 3 weeks to sell, but it's definitely a bolo. I mean, even just using the UPC here, there are 5 that have sold in the last 90 days. This one's 45 pre-owned. This one sold for 90. Mine sold for 85. Did I say 85 or 80? And then here's another one for 80, one for 65, or somebody took an offer for it. But if you search the terms, you'll get many more than just the 5 solds. I'm using the UPC here, but it's a bolo. Keep your eye out for it. You're going to get really lucky if you source that in store for a reasonable price. All right. Does it make a damn bit of difference if I source a ton of Patagonia? If I'm not selling any of the Patagonia, I'm selling the Patagonia just as much as I am sourcing it. And you're going to find a couple of items here coming up. First one here is the Retro X vest in a very interesting green color here. This was a men's medium. I got this at a garage sale. I paid $20 for it. Pretty clean, and I sold it for 75, I think. Yeah, 75. So this buyer is 96.47 all in. It took 5 weeks to sell. This is going to start happening now with the fall season very slowly approaching. Hit fall hard right now. Start hitting Halloween a little bit harder. Start hitting back to school very hard right now. So yeah, get those vests listed, get those sweatshirts listed, and you better be on the lookout for that type of stuff when you're thrifting in stores. So this was model number 23047, and 11 of them have sold with that model number in the past 90 days for various prices. Here's a blue one that was a best offer was accepted. Here's one that sold for 55. There's mine you see right there, so on and so forth. So a pretty good price at $75 for maybe a little bit more of a rare color. I don't know. I'll take it. We'll move on to the next piece of Patagonia. I paid $25 for this in a thrift store. It's sold in 1 day, I think. It is in fantastic condition. It doesn't look like it was really ever used. So here's a look at the back of a Patagonia tag, and you can see right here, STY, that's style. So 49338, that's one of the keywords that I used, even though I didn't necessarily need the keyword 49338. It's in my title. Every little bit helps, but it's a black hole duffel. And the pattern on the bag here is Hello Waves, and the color is Float Blue. So I have all of that in my title. Very easy for a buyer to find. It would 100% have sold for $150, but somebody scooped up an offer for $127.49. So they are $153.23 all in after shipping and after taxes. It's sold in 3 days. It's a beautiful bag. Patagonia black hole bags are a bolo item, something you definitely want to keep your eye out for. And here's a few of them in various conditions, brand new, pre-owned. There's my one right there. This one is black. You saw some yellows up there, but this one, if you see it and you're getting it for a decent price, it's a no-brainer. All right, next thing here. I like really pumped the brakes on bread makers after the pandemic. And this is one of the ones that I think I picked up during the pandemic. So we're talking 2+ years for this thing to sell. I forgot I had it. Tested it a long time ago. I know it worked. And I think they left positive feedback as well. So they've used it since then. Food Network bread maker model XBM 138D. I don't know. I just went nuts during the pandemic with like all of the stuff you needed to like make anything at home. And bread makers was just one of those categories that I like really hit hard. So I had it listed for $75. I was happy to accept an offer for $60. So this buyer is $93.63 all in. I don't know. I think I paid $10 for it. It was so long ago, but there was another one that sold recently. They had it listed for $50, and somebody took a best offers. They were really trying to move this one out, even offered free shipping. So I don't think they made, unless they got this for free, a ton of money on that one. But some replacement parts here. This was a miracle, that this sold. So is this a bolo for you? Maybe, maybe not. I would probably not buy it again. Unless like something drastic in the world happens where we are stuck at home, but we're going to move on here. Last two, this one, I got this on camera as well. This was, and I feel like it was $6 that I paid for this. Brand new in the box, Baltimore Ravens Bubba NFL blow up. My heart skipped a beat because the person that bought this was like, hey, FYI, if I don't get this by a certain date, I'm returning it. And that's usually always a red flag. It's like, oh God, are they just renting this thing? So far, so good. They've still kept it and used it. No, I haven't gotten a return request for this yet. Knock on wood. So let's hope that doesn't happen. But it was brand new in the box, and I sold it for my full asking price. It was $300. They're $334.85 all in, and it took 10 weeks to sell. My pictures were, indicative of something that's brand new in the box, or brand new in an open box. So yeah, pray for me that this does not get returned here in the next like couple of weeks or whenever the return period runs out. But you're seeing Bubba inflatables. You need to look them up. Here's one that was listed for $160. This one sold brand new, Buffalo Bills for $500. I mean, this is no joke here, right? We're looking at big time prices. I got, max value for my Baltimore one. I think it was the only one that had the Ravens. So I was able to ask a lot more. And again, it was brand new in an open box. $329 for the Miami Dolphins one. But yeah, these are big time. And I feel like a lot of stores will miss this. I mean, even if they mark it up to $20, who cares? If you can get $200 for it, that's a huge return. So keep your eye out for these Bubba inflatables. And the last one of my favorite sales since I've been doing this, the Jellycat Bashful Bunny in a very hard to find pistachio color. You guys saw me source this on camera. Live in the thrift. I don't remember what it was marked up to. It might not have been marked up at all. Let's say $6 because I don't recall. And just posing him about. Took some really clear pictures. This is me trying to be cute with my posing plush. I don't know any better. I don't think any of that had anything to do with the sale because this is just one of those hard to find but still in demand items. There he is, like pretending he's taking a nap. I think I'm like really knocking it out of the park with my pictures here. It sold for full price, $180. This buyer is $210.99 all in. It took 3 months to sell. Jellycat Bashful Bunny in the pistachio color is a very clear home run when you find it. 170 here, 180 here, 180 here, 150 here, 175, $230 brand new without the tags. Unbelievable. But it is very clear that when you find that, you're going to make a ton of money. That's 15 bolos in the books, and I hope you enjoyed those. All right, so this is for the Five Nights at Freddy's plush. We have to include replies. We're going to filter duplicate users. We're going to do the math. And let's see how many comments we got for this video. So many interesting toys from all of your childhoods. That was really fun to see and experience. We have 331 here. Where's the button at? Okay, and we are going to pick, let me scroll up a little bit. Pick a winner for the Five Nights at Freddy's plush is going to 411 Joni. Barbie for me as well. The old typewriter and the Tupperware must have been priced way up. They were priced way up. Both can be bolos. You are correct. But congratulations, Joni. You are the winner of the Five Nights at Freddy's plush. Send me your details at dadplanetofficial@gmail.com. And I will get that in the mail to you just as soon as I can. Thank you so much for your comment. I am running solo today. I do not have any kids to help me open up these presents. So I have one chosen for you. In the spirit of kids and in the spirit of reading and supporting them, this is today's gift. I sourced this at, oops, I don't think I can grab it that way, at a garage sale recently. I don't know if this is an entire set, but this is today's gift. It's books 1 through 14 of a series called Wings of Fire, Sutherland. I'm not sure exactly who the author is, but my oldest is a voracious reader. My youngest is just starting to learn the alphabet and learn how to recognize words. But if you have kids that would really enjoy this, maybe this is a series that you have wanted to start yourself, this is today's giveaway for subscribers only. And I encourage you, if you are not already subscribed, please hit that subscribe button. Totally free to you, absolutely helps me out. But we do a lot of giveaways on this channel, and this is the most recent giveaway for this video. So I'll be very excited to get this in the mail to somebody who is ready to start a pretty big series. The last book I read was How Will You Measure Your Life? What is the last book that you read? Or if it's been a while, what's a book that you are aspiring to read or you hope to read in the near future? Let me know in the comments what that is. Also, let me know if you thought those shoes in the beginning were fake or if they were real. We will find out here very soon in a future video. And that's all I've got for you today. Christmas in July rolls on. Brendan here, Dad Planet, the One Man Show. I am out. We'll see you in the next video.